Good morning, afternoon, evening. Whenever you see this is Steve with older INFP-A Assertive Insights. And today I'm going to just make a couple of comments about a comment I got from a viewer from my live stream that I thought was very interesting and contemplative, and asked me if I've ever thought that I was a ESTJ and not an INFP. So we're going to discuss that, why that may have come across, and some things to think about for yourself, regardless of what your type is. First off, I'll just say I've got my winter socks on. It's cold here, and I'm just it's cold here today. It goes from 90 to 50 and really quick. So I'm just chilling out today. And honestly, I just have to give a shout out. I just have to. I'm waiting for the first game of the Stanley Cup Finals, where my Carolina Hurricanes did make it, the first time in 20 years. Sorry for all you people who are watching. If you look at hockey at all, yes, but I've got to reserve my energy today for tonight and the rest of the week. Hopefully it won't be too many games. But that aside, yes, I'm getting ready for hockey. I do love to watch the playoffs. I do pull for my Hurricanes. Bunch of jerks. If you're a hockey fan, you know what that means. If you're not, just disregard it. So we will be doing that the rest of the week. But getting back to the original topic, which is, have I ever thought about I am an ESTJ instead of an INFP? And actually, no. And that's a hard no. For two reasons. One reason, every time I have typed to myself or been typed, whether it's for the workplace or whether it's online, whether it's in person, I've done a Zoom in person one. I've done several different types. It has always come out, except for two. The live Zoom one came out as an INFJ. One online one came out as also an INFJ. They were done by, I think they're ENTPs, I believe both of those are by ENTPs, both of them. I believe that's what they are. So yeah, it's always been an INFP, except earlier in my career when I just got out of a research-based master's program. I came out as a INTP, but that didn't fit because in the workplace all the other INTPs were, I thought they were too nerdy. I always thought I was cool, but they were scientists and scientific, and that just was not me. Didn't feel in place. I didn't feel that in place with that. And my father's an INTP. My oldest grandson is an INTP, and both of those are physicists. I have never taken a physics course. I do not intend to. But anyway, yes, it's always come out to be an INFP. But how could that have seemed to be an ESTP? ESTJ. Did I say ESTJ? ESTJ. Supposed to be our complementary type. We're supposed to be the perfect pair or whatever. It is complementary. I do need a sensor around. I just can't get things done. I do need people who logical and practical, and I wouldn't have tried to buy 3 houses in 3 months if that were the case. But just quickly, I'll try and do this quickly. 2 things. One is that when we get stressed out, and I was definitely stressed out still doing the live, we can go into our other functions. Now remember, we have more than 4 functions in the MBTI. We have 8. And sometimes we go into our less used functions when we are under a lot of stress. So that's one thing to consider. And I was totally stressed out. Another thing to consider about that is that someone who's a professional reminded me last year that we are a lot more than our MBTI type. So there's a lot more to who we are and our personality than typing. So just take that with a grain of salt. That's just a small piece of it. And the other thing that I think is why I may have come across as a ESTJ is because, as I've said, if you follow me, I've said a million times, I live in an extremely ESTJ world and area, and I don't doubt that some of it has rubbed off. And what I mean by rubbed off is you have to acclimate, you have to be adaptive, which is exactly what an INFP is very adaptive. I think one of the most adaptive types of personality types. And because we're always looking for new things anyway, and that type thing. But yeah, and just general science, you have to be adaptive where you are, or you're not going to survive. So maybe I have picked up some during that time anyway, when I was stressed out and doing nothing but working with realtors here. Real estate is paperwork. I did paperwork too as a social worker, which I didn't like, but we had to write narratives. This paperwork, like for real estate, is just checking off boxes, get it here, get it there, money, money, money. It's very fast-paced here, and an INFP is not geared for a fast-paced environment. But I had to be fast-paced to try to keep up, and this is due now, and that's due yesterday, and this is all these forms, and read this document and sign it. And the document may be 17 pages long, and I am going to read it because I would say read everything before you sign your name. It's labor intensive. It is not what we do naturally. So maybe I did fall into that, to be adaptive, to go along what I needed to do, and probably why I burned out. When my phone broke into, that was it. So yeah, so those are the things I just wanted to say. It's not very insightful. I just wanted to make a comment about that. But I thought it was extremely interesting, and thank you for the comment. Thank you for the question by the commenter asking, have I ever thought that I was? The answer, yes, and I responded was no, I never thought I was. As a matter of fact, living among ESTJs all over the place, I definitely know I am not. That's why I live in my apartment. I'm debriefing, decompressing now in my apartment and enjoying it, and watching hockey. If I began with hockey, I'll end with hockey. So put your comments below, and remember, I'm thinking about you, and until next time, everybody, stay safe.